the dark into vision. I stay open, that is my religion. When the heart moves, I move with it. Soft flame, bright pulse, I breathe in it. Every little shimmer asks me to listen. I stay open, that is my religion.
Age makes the gaze go narrow, neat. Cold little math in a smaller beat. Hands won't proof, eyes won't gain. Wonder gets trimmed to within a vein. But I want the wide room, the childlike key. The unnamed why inside of me. A hush can glow, a shade can sing. A grain of night can hold everything. So I lean where the questions bloom. I make more space in the inner room. Not for the answer, not for control. I live for the tremor that wakes the soul.
Less what's mine, more what shines. Let the mind get loose, less locked in. More wind in the ribs when the truth seduce. Grown folks shrink sight, tight lens, small frame. Trade off for advantage, call that the game. Nah, keep a kid core, dig more, drift wide. Ask why to the sky, in the back of my mind. Lit by a little bit, hit by the hint of a hidden ignition. Every minute can pivot the spirit, I'm into the friction. Curious, furious, pure in the stare. What if the mute little air got prayer? What if the dim got a gem like glint? What if the soul stays young by intent? I don't want a neat box, fixed code, closed door. I want more doors and the doors in the door. Heart go click, then a wick gets fed. That's life to me, keep the ember red.
And when the heart moves, I move with it. Small light, deep blue, I live in it. Tiny sparks turn the dark into vision. I stay open, that is my religion. When the heart moves, I move with it. Soft flame, bright pulse, I breathe in it. Every little shimmer asks me to listen. I stay open, that is my religion. The world grows bright when the mind grows wide. Little things bloom from the quiet side. Nothing is small when the spirit is clear. Even the faint can ring in the ear. I do not worship the useful alone. I follow the pull of the half unknown. A subtle ache, a silver thread, a living warmth in a word unsaid. The older mass says measure, reduce, turn on wonder to private use. But I choose all as a way to see, and that choice keeps making me.
Feed the flame with a finer grain. A softer sign, a sweeter pain. I gather glow from the least of things. That is the oil my center drinks. Feed the flame, let it rise unplanned. No close fist, no guarded hand. If I can feel I am not done, my fire speaks in more than one tongue.
Keep it lit, keep it loose, and keep the inner ear tuned. Even the thin low gleam can fill a whole room. I'm not chasing crowns, I'm tracing sparks. Mapping little living glyphs in the dark. Interest is incense, questions ago. Wide-eyed wisdom never gets old. Heart gets moved and the fuel gets made. That's how the dim turns rich in shade. So let me stay strange, soft awake. Let me still shake when the stillness shakes. From the slightest sign to the deepest drift, I take that pulse as a holy gift. No end to the ember, no final hush. I learn from the subtle, I live from the blush. All things whisper if the soul stays near. And I burn more bright every time I hear.
When a heart moves, I move with it. Small light, deep blue, I live in it. Tiny sparks turn the dark into vision. I stay open, that is my religion. When a heart moves, I move with it. Soft flame, bright pulse, I breathe in it. From the least of all things, my fire is given. I stay open and my flame keeps living. Still asking, still listening. Still lit from the smallest glisten. Still asking, still listening. Still asking, still listening. My flame won't end. It only deepens. Midnight bloom, silent fire. Yozakura over dark water. Soft white flame in the blue-black air. I look up.
My chest says pray.
Yozakura, Yozakura.
You shine like a dream that forgot this world.
Yozakura, Yozakura.
Still as a kiss in the midnight swirl.
By next week nothing will remain.
just a hush,
just a trace, just the rain.
So I hold this season close to my heart.
Yozakura, don't tear apart.
Night makes the pale things deeper. Night makes the brief feel true. Where the air turns thin and silver, I find a softer view. No loud hands, no bright laughter, only the light and the shade. Only a bloom that trembles like it was not
Meant to stay.
The dark gives grace to petals. The stillness sharpens light. And something rises in me every time I see
This white,
a beauty too clean for language, a glow too small for name. So I stand inside the quiet and let it pass through my veins.
Yozakura, Yozakura, you shine like a dream that forgot this world. Yozakura, Yozakura,
Still as a kiss in the midnight swirl.
by next week nothing will remain.
Just the hush,
Just a trace, just the rain.
so I hold this season close to my heart.
Yozakura, don't tear
Yeah,
apart.
low tide, slow light, soul in the scene. Cold night, warm white, float in between. No height, no noise, just a hint, just a gleam. Whole sky lean down like it slipped in a dream. East side water, gotta go snow flow. Old town echo in the underglow. Petals drift and dip, then go. That's the code I know.
Yeah, that's the code.
Yeah, brief but deep, light but heavy, soft touch, cut clean, still hit deadly, gone so soon. That's what makes it holy, no forever flex, just a moment that knows me. I breathe that bloom, let it move through the rib. Lose one spring, next spring live. So I live like this night got truth to give. Hold the season close, that's the way I live.
Yozakura, Yozakura, you shine like a dream that forgot this world. Yozakura, Yozakura,
Still as a kiss in the midnight swirl.
by next week nothing will remain.
Just a hush,
Just a trace, just the rain.
so I hold this season close to my heart.
Yozakura, don't tear
What comes and goes can still be endless. What disappears can still be kind. A little light on the river can open all the mind.
I do not ask for forever, I only ask to feel this fleeting hand of beauty, this tender passing real.
Soon the branch will be empty, soon the air will change its tone. But tonight the bloom is breathing and I am not alone.
So let me love the season before it leaves my sight. Let me live with open fingers, let me praise this borrowed white. Midnight bloom, stay near, even as you disappear. Teach my heart your quiet art, how to break and still be clear. Midnight bloom, drift slow down the dark and silver flow. I will live and I will learn how to love what cannot stay. Yozakura, Yozakura,
You shine like a dream that forgot this world.
Yozakura, Yozakura,
Still as a kiss in the midnight swirl.
by next week nothing will remain.
Just a hush,
Just the trace, just the rain.
so I hold this season close to my heart.
Yozakura, don't tear apart. Yozakura in the late night blue, a fleeting light but a faithful truth. I hold the season close and warm, then let it go.
Then let it bloom.
Saved by a small thing, a small thing.
A little light under the skin.
Saved by a soft word, a soft word.
A quiet door that let me in.
Saved by a small thing,
A small thing,
not loud, not grand, but it begins on.
still being saved, still being saved.
By tender hands I never pinned.
Yeah. There was a season with no name, a room with dust, a sleep of gray. I held my breath inside my bones and let the day undo the day. And something warm without a face. Move like mercy through the air. Not as a fire, not as a flood, just enough to keep me there.
A little rhythm in the dark, a little gold inside the steam, a shape of care, a pulse of calm, a thread that stitched me to a dream. No sermon, no heroic sign, no sky split open, no decree, just one soft yes inside the night, and that was more than enough for me.
Saved by a
Small thing, small thing,
a little light under the skin.
saved by a soft word, a soft word.
A quiet door that let me in.
Saved by a small thing,
A small thing,
not loud, not grand, but it begins. I'm
still being saved, still being saved.
by tender hands I never pinned.
Yeah, some sounds can raise a falling spine. Some tones can teach the blood its grace. A low blow turns a broken hour into a livable kind of space. And one brief phrase from passing lips still leans against my inner wall. It did not know what it became, it simply would not let me fall.
I keep that echo folded close, a silver note, a hidden seam. It holds me up in certain winds, it warms the edge of colder scenes. And even now the saving goes in subtle waves I almost miss. The world survives by little gifts.
By almost nothing made like this. Yeah. Low flame, soul rain, slow lane, still alive. No crown, no sound, just a hush in the drive. Thin line, dim shine, but it hit so right. One word, one curve, made a room from night. Loose dust, bruised trust, truth tucked in the chest. Cool phase, blue maze, found a groove for the breath. Not big talk, not flash, not a myth, not a stunt. Just a touch in the cut, put the fear on blunt. I was all fade, all blur, all drift, all split. Then a small tone in the void said move a bit. So I moved in the gloom, got a new kind of swing. Now I carry that ring in the ribs when I sing. If I land in your dark like a lamp through cloth, if a line from my lips lifts your way to touch, that's enough, that's the proof, that's the beautiful trade. We get saved and we save in the shade, in the shade.
Maybe grace is ordinary,
Maybe hope is paper thin.
maybe what we call a rescue.
Is the moment warmth gets in.
Maybe no one sees the giving,
Maybe no one knows they shown.
still a quiet life can reach, still a small light tries.
Saved by a
Small thing, a small thing,
a little light under the skin.
saved by a soft word, a soft word.
A quiet door that let me in.
Saved by a small thing,
A small thing,
not loud, not grand, but it begins. I'm
still being saved, still being saved.
by tender hands I never pinned.
So let me be a small thing,
A small thing,
a little light in someone's dim.
no need for glory,
No bright story,
just a quiet door, just opening.
saved by a small thing.
Small thing,
I know now,
how deep that goes.
I'm still being saved.
Still being saved,
And maybe someone
through
through
me knows. Still here, still on, still sharp when the light looks gone. Still bet, still build, still move with a quiet will. Still now, still deep, still wake what the shadows keep. Still here, still real, read the space and the undertone. Still
Still in the stillness, I sit with the hiss. Ink in the air, let it drip from the wrist. 10 years back, might look at this face. Say I got soft, say I slip, lost taste. Maybe that ghost was sneer at the grace, at the calm in my voice, at the mass on the blaze. But the vow never died, it just learned new ways. Now flows like silk, still cuts like a phrase. I was all blade once, right at the bone. Now I keep that edge where it's never shown. Less flash, more weight, less noise, more nerve. I don't chase the crown, I just bend the curve. Change the room, change the rules, change the role. But the goal in the chest stay hot in the cold. I evolve, not a race, let it ring, let it roll. Same post in the hush, just a deeper control. Still aiming through the veil, through the blur, through the gloss. Still counting every game with the language of loss. Still all in, all heart, all nerve. Still learn from the line and the turn of a word. I got heat in the seam, got craft in the crease. Got a war in my calm, got a grin in my teeth. If you only read the skin, then you miss what it means. I'm the space in between, in the hand and the sleeves. Still here, still on, still on,
Still sharp when the light looks gone.
still blessed,
Still built,
still built,
still built,
still move.
still move with a quiet will. Still now, still deep, still wake with the shadows keep.
Still here, still built, still built.
Still will read the space and the undertone. Still now. Still I'm a hush with a voltage hidden. Soft in the look but the code stays driven. I don't need loud just to prove I live it. I let the room lean in and I shift the feeling. Still in the mirror with the first day fire. Still got the thread of the old desire. Only now it's cleaner, finer, drier. A slower burn climbs higher and higher. What did you think that the soul went weak? Cause it learned how to move with a narrower speech. No, I turned that blade to a secret key. Now the lock gives way when I barely speak. Still in the game, though the game got strange. Still I remain while the forms all change. I can melt in the gray, I can dance in the rain. Still my name in the grain, still my flame in the frame.
Check the pause, check the poise, check the pivot point. Check the joy in the void, how the two anoint. Check the front, check the fold, check the underside. There's a second sun glowing where I let it hide. I'm not less, I'm condensed, I'm distilled intent. Every line got a back with another sense. So read slow, read close, let the echo spill. I'm not done, not dimmed, I am simply still.
Still like a river under stone. Still like a vow in a witness home. Still like a spark in a sealed off room. Still making night give shape to bloom,
Yeah, still that signal beneath the knee. Still that post that can't sit sweet. I got age in the art, got ash in the spark. Got a map in the dark with a laugh in the heart. What I was raw, what I am is tuned. Less room to the wind, more blade to the moon. Tuck still in the cloth, let the silence bloom. Now the quiet in me makes a louder room right now.
This version of dope is clean with the syntax, cruel with the sequence, cool on the surface, furnace beneath it. I can say I'm the worst one, yet in the sweetest meaning. Peak in the hush, not hype in the ceiling. Deep in the cut, not bright for the fleeting. Every little gap got a live while you're breathing. So peep that space if you think you've seen it.
Still betting my breath on the next unknown. Still building the throne, out of tone and tone. Still fighting with style, no flag, no foam. Still making a path where the dust feels home. And if my younger self doubts what I became, let him stand in the rain of the name I saved. I didn't lose that fire, I taught it shape. Now it moves like fate through a hidden blade. So check every angle, every blank, every scene. Every little soft place tucked into the scheme. Check the back of the word, the bend of the beam. On the part you don't catch if you only skim.
Still here, still strange, still heat, still skill. Still turn that hush to a house of will. Still me, more sharp, more still. And the still right now is the deadliest. Still here,
Still here,
still on,
still on,
still sharp when the light looks gone.
still back,
Still built,
still built,
still built,
still move.
still move with a quiet will. Still you now, still deep,
Still here.
still wake with the shadows keep.
Still here,
Still here,
still here.
still real, read the space and the undertone. Still in the line, in the loss, in the lift. Still in the drift with that hand on the switch. Still with the vows, still with the gifts. Still let the form keep changing and shift. Still if you read me, read past the gloss. Still if you hear me, hear what it costs. Still the same fire refined at the hill. Still here, still there. No map in my hand, no light on the floor. Every line in the dark feels narrow, feels worn. If all I can see is a wall dressed as a door, then maybe my faith has to make something more. I will make a way, I will make a way. Not from what is shown, but from what won't fade. If the road runs thin, if the signs all break, I will make a way, I will make a way.
I looked at the future, looked back like stone. Every shape felt close, every promise overdone. And I almost asked, did I walk wrong this whole time? Did I follow that air? Did I mistake this for a sign? But the I love's past, already drawn, already named, and forgets to feel where the unnamed waits. Maybe choice is not only what appears. Maybe truth arrives when the will stays.
Cold mind, bright spark, hush in the rib cage. Wide night, tight heart, caught in a grid maze. Which way, this way, that way, all blurred. Thin face, stiff shape, glass in the mirror. I know that tone, that slow news hum, that too late, too far, too much drum. But I don't bow down to a frame that small. If the line don't live, then I draw my own wall.
Notepad, cool, let the soul write scripts. Stone by soul, let the whole thing shift. Pain got a pulse and the pulse got proof. I move through mute to the mute makes groove. Make way, break gray, state raw, state wise. Fire in the calm, not loud, just precise. If the road won't rise, I don't wait, I create. Cut a shape through the shade, that's fair.
I will make a way, I will make a way. Not from what is shown, but from what won't fade. If the road runs thin, if the signs all break, I will make a way.
I've been at the edge where the air goes still, where every clean choice got a quiet kill. Left, right, both tight, both dim, both sealed. Smile on the face, but the chest won't yield. And the past talks slick like it knows my name. Says maybe every step was a polished mistake. Nah, I won't let doubt wear wisdom's coat. Won't let fear make a throne from smoke. See, sight gets trapped by the shapes it knows, but life gets deep where the wild thing grows. No lane then strain till a new lane sings. Blood in the will, gold in the sting. It hurts you, but that hurt might bless. This the hour that the soul says yes. So watch me now if your own heart shakes. I'm not just choosing, I'm the one who makes.
What if the open is not found, but formed? What if the answer is a hand staying warm? What if this moment, this cut, this climb is the sacred weight of the turning time? I don't need ease, I don't need a perfect sky. Only a truth that I can stand inside. Only a note that survives the strain. Only a seed that can live through change. So let it be hard, let it ask for skin. Let it mark my sleep, let it test within. There are hours in life when the heart must prove it can bear the dark and still choose to move. I will make a way, I will make a way. Not from what is shown, but from what won't fade. If the road runs thin, if the signs all break, I will make a way. And if you stand here with your own locked sky, with your own dim field and your own asking why, stay near, look close, see what I will do. I will make a way, and maybe you will too. Hungry again,
But I won't rush, I won't spill my soul for a silver rush. If I'm alive, then the tide will rise. A hollow in the heart is no surprise. Hungry again, let the table spin. Keep the flame soft, let the night come in. Think of the dinner, not the delay. Leave only the pleasure, let worry fade.
Back in the days, I would turn that lag to lift. Pain to a pace, make the dark do backflips. Lean on the itch, let the rest all blur. Hunger made a hymn, let the chest line purr. Ran with the bite, with the bright-eyed craze. Gold in the gut, fire in the veins. Thought one more win, one more room, one more key might make that little wild animal leave me. But the mouth came back and the mood came back. New place, same space, same moon, same lack. Then I learned slow, hold up, don't panic. Life got appetite, that's the whole mechanic. Not a flaw in the frame, not a crack in the wheel. Just the pulse that says move, says grow, says feel. So I sit with the stir, let the pressure thin. No shame in the ache when the ache means living.
I used to wear the hunger like a crown, a bright sharp thing I never put down. It pulled me forward, it kept me thin. All nerve, all shine, all discipline. Then one quiet turn in the inner air, I saw every answer vanish there. Nothing I gathered could make it stay. The empty would always return one day. And I was so tired of chasing enough, of making my breath into harder stuff. Till I touched the truth with a calmer hand. The sea is the sea, it won't become land. So now when the longing begins to bloom, I open a window inside the room. No blame, no fear, no verdict, no sin. The living get hungry again, again. Hungry again, but I won't rush. I won't trade my peace for a plated rush. If I'm alive, then the tide will rise. A hollow in the heart is no surprise. Hungry again, let the candle sway. I can taste the joy from far away. Think of the dinner, not the delay. Leave only the pleasure, let worry fade.
Hey. Little bit low, little bit light. Little mouth in the soul, wanna bite all night. Used to go hard, make the whole mind spin. Now I let the jazz, let the air flow in. Hush that crush, don't clutch, don't chase. Don't make a small lake take over your face. It's not too slow, not a sign you lack. Not a moral score, not a skill you lack. It's a living thing in a living chest. Sit ass in ass, never fully rest. So bless that stretch, let the rhythm cook. Eyes on the feast and the future look. I don't need now to be dressed as last. I don't need fear, putting fire on fast. I see that spread in the golden frame, and the way feels sweet when I name that name.
Hungry is human, hungry is bread. Not every craving is a threat. Hungry is motion, a bell in the deep. Not something to fight, not something to keep. Just set the clock, set the light, set the heart and let it be night.
Yeah, I know that ache wanna act like doom. Make a small dark thought fill up the room. But I talk it down with a smoother tongue. Say easy now, you're not undone. This ain't proof you failed, ain't proof you're late. Ain't some God in the sky with a stricter plate. It's just that blood and breath still dance. Still ask for more in the human stance. So I stop making war with the natural sign. Stop making the hunger a thief of time. I picture the best, not to flee what is, but the seas in the air with a softer kiss. Top shelf dream with a slow lit gleam. Let it clean that panic right out the seam. No rush to the fork, let the joy begin. Long as I'm here, I get hungry again.
Hungry again, and that's alright. I'll keep my soul in a warmer light. Hungry again, no need to run. The dinner is coming, the night is young. Hungry again, and I can't grin. The living get hungry again, again, again. Hungry again, let the sweet begin. The living get hungry again. I want the whole sky, not a piece of blue. I want the dark shine and the daylight too. Call it too much, call it unwise. I call it a heart with impossible lies. I want it all, I want it wide. I want both doors, I won't decide. If life says lose and make room for light, I still want stars on both sides at night. I want it all, I want it true. The fire, the calm, the old, the new. No small desire, no careful part. I'm greedy with a living heart.
They say choose one, let the rest fall flat. Trim that dream down till it fits one hat. Neat little box, clean little lane. Cold little logic with the thin gold frame. Yeah, I hear that math, I know that rule. Every gang got a ghost in the room. Every yes got a shadow with no. Still I can't move with a half-low glow. I want the full-tone widescreen mind. Both fans open, no split inside. If it costs weight, let me lift that weight. I'd rather want big than arrive too late. I'm not here for a quiet excuse, not built for the polite reduce. Let them stare, let them sort, let them talk. I got too much pulse for a narrow walk.
Oh, maybe I burn, maybe I bend, maybe I break and remake again. But I won't start with a smaller soul, just to look safe, just to look whole. I want it all, I want it wide, I want both doors. I won't decide if life says lose to make room for light. I still want stars on both sides of night. I want it all, I want it true. The fire, the calm, the old, the new. No small desire, no careful part. I'm greedy with a living heart. Greedy, maybe, but the maybe made me shape shift, stay lit, cool face wavy. Deep one, clean one, sharp like jazz. Slow sit, fast pulse, I can hold that clash. Why should I shrink just to make sense neat? Why should I cut my wanna fit defeat? I like the edge where the tensions kiss, where the not yet glows and the air gets rich. Too many roads in the soul, I know. Too many notes in the throat, I know. But I'd rather dance with a restless flame than pre-fold my wings for a safer name. Call me excessive, call me strange. I call that heat that refuses a cage. I want full bloom, not a careful start. I'm greedy ass with a lucid heart. I want it all, I want it wide, I want both doors. I won't decide if life says lose or make room for light. I still want stars on both sides of night. I want it all, I want it true. The fire, the calm, the old, the new. No small desire, no careful part. I'm greedy with a living heart. Why should I learn to need? Why should hunger hide its fear? I'm not ashamed of a larger dream, of wanting more than the narrow means.
Look, I know the trade, I know the scale. I know some winds turn gold to pale. I know the cost can mark your skin. Still I won't lose before I begin. That's not pride, that's breath with aim. That's soul refusing a borrowed frame. Too many wants, maybe that's grace. Maybe that's life in its rawest shape. Let me reach wrong, let me reach high. Let me want earth in a second sky. Not for the show, not for the praise, just for the right to exhaust my days. I don't owe small to the watching eye. I don't owe fear or noble disguise. I want the whole pulse, every part. Still greedy, still clean, still all heart.
Ooh, I want it all, I want it wide, I want both doors. I won't decide if life said lose to make room for light. I still want stars on both sides of night. I want it all, I want it true. The fire, the calm, the old, the new. No small desire, no careful part. I'm greedy with a lemon heart. I want the whole sky, not a piece of blue. I want the dark shine in the daylight. To call it too much, call it unwise. I call it a heart with impossible lies. Let it settle slow. Let it soften gold. Black and white in a quiet swirl. Sweet little weight on the bitter world. Cafe latte, take it easy. Bittersweet, it meets me deeply. Dark and light in the same small sea. Stir it slow, let it speak to me. Cafe latte, cool and creamy. Soft on the tongue, warm in the thinking. This whole life got a sharp first taste, so I add a little more
Grace, Slow flame, slow frame, let the whole day lean. Half in the hush, half in the daydream. World got a cut, but the glow stay clean. Black with the white make a fresh new scene. Yin with the yang in the loose little spin. Sweet in the edge, let the rough sink in. Breathe for a bit, don't prove, don't push. Let the mind go mute, let the heart go cush. Dark make the light hit right, that's fact. Flat don't shine, need a little contrast. Soft need the hard just to show that curve. Calm need the ache just to find that nerve. Life got a bit of drip, yes I know. Still got a silk in the undertow. And when it feels just a little too raw, I let one more grain fall.
Ooh, no need to hurry now. Ooh, let the air come down. Even the silence sings somehow when the dark and the pale turn round. Cafe latte, take it easy. Bittersweet, it meets me deeply. Dark and light in the same small sea. Stir it slow, let it speak to me. Cafe latte, cool and creamy. Soft on the tongue, warm in the thinking. This whole life got a sharp first taste, so I add a little more grace. I add a little more grace. I add a little more. I like the soft between two tones, a place where neither stands alone. A little shadow, a little shine, a little yours, a little mine. The deeper notes make honey glow. The lighter notes make mystery slow. Nothing pure and nothing plain. That's where the beauty leaves its stain. So let me rest inside the blend, where sharp and tender touch and bend. No need to fill each empty space. Some quiet is a kind of grace.
Yeah, not too much, just enough to lift. Tiny little change and the whole mood shift. Sip by sip, let the soul uncoil. Sweet don't mean weak, that's a common spoil. Like the dusk where the edges blur, where the low hum rolls and the lines go slur. Where the black stay bold, where the white stay bright. And they both get better in the same soft light. Bittersweet, that's the code I trust. Gold in the gray, cream in the dust. If it cuts too hard, I don't call it fate. I just lean in close and recalibrate. Small little mercy in a small white fall. Not too much, just enough, that's all. Let the rough stay rough, let the sweet stay true. Little more sugar coming through.
Bitter makes the sweet bloom whiter. Sweet makes the bitter feel kinder. Black makes the white shine clear. White makes the black draw nearer. Round and round, slow and low. Warm in the middle of the undertow. Round and round, deep and light. A softer answer to a harder night. Cafe latte, take it easy. Bittersweet, it meets me deeply. Dark and light in the same small sea. Stir it slow, let it speak to me. Cafe latte, cool and creamy. Soft on the tongue, warm in the thinking. This whole life got a sharp first taste, so I add a little more grace. Let it settle slow, let it soften gold. This whole life is bittersweet, so I make it kind beneath my teeth. Black and white, they lean, they play. Each gives the other more to say. And if the world tastes strong today, I'll add a little sweet, then stay. Add a little more grace. Add a little more grace. Hand to hand, flame to flame, name to name, same old rain. Stone below, sky above, we receive, we pass in love.
Yo.
Pass the baton, pass the light, through the blue and breathing night. No skin, no soul, moving on. Hold it high, then pass it on. Pass the baton, pass the tone. Borrowed breath, but not our own. World may bend, but we stay strong. Hold it warm, then pass it on.
Yo, feet on a layer of layer time. Quiet climb, line by line.
Dust to dream, dream to design. Long, slow pulse in the blood that's mine, not just mine. I was, of course, deep old source in the new life course. Shape may shift, but the core don't fade. Gold won't fold in the cheaper trade. No flat copy, no pale blend. We don't break, we take, we bend. Take that sound, let it spin our way. Soul stays whole when the forms all sway. Tokyo glow with the rooted frame. Fast new face with the hidden flame. Neon hum, tempo drum in the same bloodstream. That's the theme I name.
I can feel the hands I never knew, in the way the morning filters through, in the hush between the steel and bloom, in the grace that lives inside the room. What was given was never small. It lives in the lift, in the rise and the fall. Many lives made this quiet song, so I sing it soft, but I sing it long.
Yeah.
Pass the baton, pass the light, through the blue and breathe the night. New skin, no soul, moving on. Hold it high, then pass it on. Pass the baton, pass the tone. Borrowed breath, but not our own. World may bend, but we stay strong. Hold it warm, then pass it on.
Yeah, cool little loop in the bloodline flow. Old school soul in the high-rise glow. Low words, deep curve, let the rhyme ride slow. Seed in the city, watch the roots still grow. Can't wash it out with the blank, same. Can't price this post, can't file this flame. We absorb, transform, make a new bouquet. Take the outside light, let it learn our way. Sit that sound, flip that frame. Mild on the face, but the spine untamed. Soft with the step, but the depth won't go. Warm festival, hard in the jazzed up flow. Kid to elder, elder to child. River stay wise while the wind goes wild. I just hold this glow for a little while. Then I pass that style with the steady smile.
Not a chain, a living thread. Not a weight, a warmth instead. In small hands, tomorrow starts. So we guard the fire in our hearts.
Adult hands got a beautiful task. More than a role, more than a mask. Not just surviving the market air, but keep that rare thing living there. Give them a pulse they can trust and raise. Not just a trend with the 2-week blaze. Give them a rhythm, a room, a raise. Something that stays when the shapes all change. Tokyo taught me narrow lane, wide sky. Old deep note in the quick reply. Street light shimmer in the silent pride. Past inside, the future side by side. So when I speak, I don't speak alone. Whole long arc in the marrow tone. I'm just a bridge with the beat and breath. Pass that baton till there's none of death.
Yeah. Pass the baton, pass the light, through the blue and breathe the night. New skin, no soul, moving on. Hold it high, then pass it on. Pass the baton, pass the tone. Borrowed breath, but not our own. World may bend, but we stay strong. Hold it warm, then pass it on. Hand to hand, flame to flame, name to name. We stay the same. New day comes, old song lives on. Hold it warm, then pass it on.
Tokyo sky, Tokyo dawn. Many hearts inside, one song. New skin, oh soul. Moving on, take this light, then pass it on.
Hold it warm, then pass it on.
Hey, 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 hey.
Soft on the skin, light in the lungs, yeah. I come where the bright breath comes from. Warm as a whisper, clear as a sign. I move like a change in the back of your mind. Like the wind, I don't knock, I enter slow through the hush where old shades go. Fine and free, I lean, I spin, I lift the stillness from within. Nothing can hold my moving line or close shape can make me stay inside. I carry a tender kind of grace, a warm up post through a waiting space.
Yo, I glide, I slide, no grip can pin me. Bright breeze, light ease, whole sky in me. I don't force, I course, I change the tone. Fresh trace, bloom haze, make the air my own. Low drift, soul lift, subtle but alive, cool mind, warm sign. Watch the dead room rise, no chain, no frame, no wall, no end. I bend what is stale, make it breathe again.
Thin veil details, scent in the sweep, deep shift, clean drift. Waking what sleeps, I don't break the world, I stir the view. Soft move, true groove, let the new come through like the wind, like the wind. I arrive and begin again, like the wind, well, like the wind. I tell you the cold must end, with a trace of bloom in the air I bring. New room, new rhythm, a weightless swing, like the wind, like the wind. I arrive and begin again.
No drag on the path when I pass through the gray. I don't stay trapped in the yesterday way. I roll with the grace that can't be contained. Warm in the current, clear in the change. Air with the rare little flare in the flow. Barely a touch, but the whole room knows I mix what was fixed, I twist what was tight. Bring a slight shine back into the light.
Not loud, not proud, still sharp in the art. A calm kind of spark in the dark of the heart. I move what is mute, improve what is still. New age in the inhale, truth in the thrill. No rust in the breath, no dust in the phrase. I open the hush like the start of a day.
There's a softness that carries force, a silent source with a living course. I wear the note of an unseen flower, fold fresh space through the frozen hour.
Where the air stood still, I circle wide. Where the light grew thin, I let it rise. No hand can keep me, no weight can stay. I'm the warm first edge of another way. Like the wind, like the wind, I arrive and begin again. Like the wind and like the wind, I tell you the cold must end. With a trace of bloom in the air I bring. New room, new rhythm, a weightless swing. Like the wind, like the wind, I arrive and begin again. Soft on the skin, light in the lungs. Gone from the eye, but never undone. I leave emotion, a living sign, a warmer world in the wake behind. Like the wind, like the wind, like the wind, I arrive and begin. Glass in the glow, slow gold in the air. Tokyo twilight, soft jazz everywhere. We made it through the blur, we made it here. So raise it up, my love. Cheers with a beer.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
To the day we survive, let it disappear.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
In the city of signs, we get honest here.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
Good and bad alike melt clear in the cheers.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
For tonight, for right now, cheers with a beer.
First thing first, let the phone make peace.
Small gold sermon in a tall glass priest. Beer meets cheers, let the rhyme ring near. That's the rule round here, yeah, the mood gets clear. Neon on the sleeve, train hum in the chest. Long day in the frame, now we lean, we exhale. Rest salt on the lip, little laugh in the air. City stays cool, but the heart gets bare. Edamame dream, carry get sky. Pick your little ritual, let the night reply. Sweet or bitter, both get billed right here. We pay in a smile, then we cheers with the beer. No hard speech, let the hush get looser. Shy souls bloom when the gold gets truer. Tokyo temple in the half-lit room. One sip, two eyes, watch the silence move.
I like the way the room turns warm. How guarded words begin to reform. A careful nation, a quiet flame. Then amber weather rewrites the name. You look different through this light. Less like distance, more like night. Not dark, just deep, just drawing near. A little more human with a beer. Let the bitter bless the tongue. Let the unsaid come out young. What a simple kind of art. Golden key to a folded heart. We do not run, we gently sway. Wash the dust of the day away. What we lost and what appeared all become small in the cheers and beer.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
To the day we survive, let it disappear.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
In the city of signs we get honest here.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
Good and bad alike melt clear in the cheers.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
For tonight, for right now. Cheers with a beer.
Cool little cure for the grown-up ache. Gold in the glass, let the closed lips wake. Low-lit therapy, legal for the wise. Truth gets loose when the bubbles rise. Bitches, hear how the sounds align. Near to the ear, now the room feels kind. Soft tongue, sharp wit, let the joke land clean. Tokyo shimmering the lacazine. Not too loud, just enough to bend strangers to, or maybe to a friend. You and I in the after work blur, reading each pause like a jazz phrase slur. A branch of the night with a salt green grace. Crisp little spark on a tired face. Take what you like, let the small plate spin. A dope kind of magic, let the warmth begin.
Maybe this is all we need. A golden pause, a chance to read the hidden script behind the face. The quiet pulse, the inward grace. No grand cure, no holy sphere. Just a softer world inside a beer.
I wanna know what your silence means. What it hides, what it holds, what it almost sings. Beer got coverage in the modest suit. Turns the mute to a groove, lets the truth bear fruit. No pressure, no lecture, just the amber code. Let the long road slide off at the edge of the glow. This town taught posture, taught mass, taught poise. But the pint-sized thunder makes room for voice. One more toast for the loss and gain. For the sweet little cracks in the daily strain. For the way we laugh when the guardrails fall. How the smallest glass can open it all.
Cheers, beer.
Yeah, the pair sounds clean like a bright brass bell in the midnight scene.
So come closer now, let the cool air clear. I just might know you through a cheers and beer.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
To the day we survive, let it disappear.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
In the heart of Tokyo, we get honest here.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
Good and bad alike melt clear in the cheer.
Cheers with a beer, cheers with a beer.
Adult little therapy, cheers with the beer. Cheers with the beer. Cheers with the beer. Cheers with the beer. Glass in the glow, soft gold in the air. You open a little and I meet you there. After the noise, after the fear, we find tomorrow through a cheers and beer.
I keep a light where silence stays, a small white flame that knows your name. No one can take it from my hands, no night can teach my heart to fade. The time was brief, a falling star, a cup of warmth, a hidden mark. But what is brief? To live in breath can turn to gold, can outlive the end. You gave my days another shape, a wider sky, a softer weight. For once I felt a tender vow to walk for more than just myself. I will not forget you, I will not let go, even if the world turns silent as snow. If every name is washed out by the dark below, I will not forget you, I need you to know. A prayer rose up with quiet wings, it crossed the dusk, it touched no spring. The door stayed closed, the dawn stood still, but I still keep that promise lit. I wear it low beneath my voice, a secret thread, a sacred choice. Not loud, not proud, but clear and true, a vow of light still tied to you. So stay above the shade of blue and lean your grace into my room. I lift my face, I sing it slow. The soul remembers what it owes. I will not forget you, I will not let go, even if the world turns silent as snow. If every name is washed out by the dark below, I will not forget you, I need you to know. I'll be your eyes where I can see, I'll be your ears for what will be. I'll gather small and shining things and lay them down inside my strings. The color of air, the shape of rain, the hush between the joy and pain, the little truths, the passing fire. I'll carry all for your desire. I'll tell the stones, I'll tell the sea, I'll tell the hour what you gave me. And every tale that finds my chest will learn your pulse and speak it next. I will not forget you, I will not let go, even if the world turns silent as snow. If every name is washed out by the dark below, I will not forget you, I need you to know. Yeah, watch over me from where you are, a steady hush, a distant star. When I grow dim, when I lose shore, lay one small light before my door. Watch over me, I'll walk in here with double sight while you are near. And if the earth should lose your trace, I'll keep your outline in my grace. Some vows in the air still live through prayer, no form, no name, still burn the same. Some love turns sight, some love turns key, some love builds a second heart in me. So I move on, but not far away. I keep you whole in the living day, in every bloom, in every shade, in every song. Your room remains low in my chest, like a hush, like a drum. No need for more, I can leave it undone. You live in the way that I look, that I breathe. You're part of the soul that is moving in me. I will not forget you, I will not let go, even if the world turns silent as snow. If every name is washed out by the dark below, I will not forget you, I need you to know. I will not forget white flame, a silver thread, a vow that lives though words have fled. So keep me close from where you are, I won't forget my God.